Hi everyone, it's Veronica, and I am here with episode 3 of Case of the Forgotten Pens. And this is where I have gone to my boards on Pinterest and have started to create cards or other projects using pens that I have penned so very long ago and have done absolutely nothing with. You are so welcome to join in if you choose to do so. If you do, when you do your video, please title it Forgotten Pens with Veronica, and that way I can easily find it. Stamp Girl Paige here on YouTube has participated in this journey with me, and I will leave a link in the description box to her channel so that you can check hers out as well. Thank you so much, Paige. Also, I've had at the beginning of the video the original pens, and then at the end you will see photos of the projects that I created. All right, let's look at all of the products that I used. I used some twine from Paper Tray Ink. Long time ago was when I made this purchase. And that's the beauty of this series for me as well. I am using everything that is already in my stash, which is fantastic. All right. I used a 1 inch and a 3/4 inch circle punch. This is a very old stamp set, and it is upside down in the package. Sorry about that. But I got this from Michael's many moons ago, and that was used. This is Dots, Stripes, and Plaids paper from DCWV. Very pretty papers, and they have a glittery texture to them. I also use this Happy Birthday stamp, and I know with the massive markdowns at Hobby Lobby, this was one of the stamps that was marked down, but I actually already had it. Close to my heart ink, this is Honey. I've had this a long time as well. So long I was surprised it hadn't dried up. This stamp, just wanted to say thanks. I think this was gifted to me many years ago. It doesn't have a company or anything on it. This was one long stamp. It says you're a classic, but I needed to cut it in parts, and that's something that you always have the option to do, is to cut your stamps apart to use them as you need to. This set of glasses from Hobby Lobby. This was not included in the markdowns. The Cheers die from Lawn Fawn. Spellbinders Standard Circles Large. This is the MFT Pierced Fishtail Flags. This stamp set came from Michael's. This is a new line that they're carrying, and I used Birthday. Oh my goodness. I really can't even begin to remember when I bought it or where I bought it. But this is Basil's paper. I used the twig. Very nice quality paper. And I also used this sponge dauber. I went to a crop a long time ago, and there was a Close to My Heart representative, and she was selling a set of applicators, and this was in that set. So that's the one that I used. Okay. I was so inspired by the card that I did in episode 2, one of the cards that I did, that I decided to stick with doing mail cards this week, because that is one area that I don't delve in a lot, and I am building my stash, so this was like perfect timing to do that. All right, here's my first card. They're all cards today. Is that not the cutest thing? Wow, I love it. I love it. This was a pair of the glasses out of the set. Here's the DCWV paper. And here you just draw on the eyebrows and the mouth. The sentiment was typed on my computer. And inside is where I used the just wanted to say thanks stamp. So this was a thank you card for a mail. All right, that's the first one. And the second one, okay, I got a little carried away with all the bubbles, the foam. Sorry, but I just love this card. Now, the original, what the person had done was actually made the card front and put that on a card base. Just did the front piece. But I decided I wanted the Stein to be the entire card. How about that? Don't you just love it? Love, love, love it. I used the circle dies, the Spellbinders dies, to create the handle. This is that twig paper from Basil. I used the ink to give some highlight to my little circles for my foam. And here's the Lawn Fawn stamp. But I think this is so cool, and it just stands up so nicely. I used that 110-pound cardstock on that one. So that's that one. And this is a birthday one. And with this one, I'm sorry, this can either be cheers for a birthday, a congratulatory message, however you choose to use it. That's why the blank, that's why I left it blank inside, because I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, but I just chose to leave that the way it was, and then I can include my message later. This one is a birthday one. Here's the little tiny stamps, and then I just punched them out. This is also Basil paper right here. It's the Swiss dot version. And I'm sorry, I forgot to pull out the embossing folder, and I think it's Stripes, I believe is what it's called. And this is the inside. I hadn't put any message in. Okay, and for my last one, this card came together so quickly. It was so cool to create. This is where I used the fishtail die from MFT. This piece that was cut out with that die was from a vintage paper bag. It was not a new bag that I had. It was one that I kept, that I received in a swap a long time ago. And, you know, in mailing, things get wrinkled and all that, but I just could not part with that bag. So this is when it came in very, very handy. And I used a distressor to distress the edges. I did not have a vintage car die or stamp, so I just went to the computer and printed one from there. And this is where I used the sponger. It had ink left on it from the card that I did last week. So all I did was went over, because I printed this off on white paper and I didn't want it to be so stark white. These gears are Tim Holtz. Here's that stamp, You're a Classic, and that's why I needed to cut it for the spacing. And then on the inside is the Happy Birthday stamp. All right, those are my cards for this week. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I do appreciate you. Welcome to all my new subbies. Hopefully you're being inspired, as well as my returning subbies. We can all be inspired from each other. I do appreciate you. And remember that there will be photos of my cards at the end of this video. Happy crafting, everyone.